with Joanne now trawling his final day memories.
Yeah, it's the first time since his retirement that Tomás O'Sé will have to watch Kerry involved in an All-Ireland final and not be part of it, which must be strange. But this is where it all happened, All-Ireland final day, Croke Park. Where did you used to sit? What did you used to do at this stage?
Joanne, we used to land into the dressing room. I used to always sit in the corner, third up from the end. Dara would be in the corner altogether, and Diarmuid Murphy would be beside us. And I suppose when you come in, you're really nervous. You sit down, you take out a match programme, you go out and watch the minor game for a while. You come back in, every fella was different. Every fella had their own routine. There might be a few fellas inside in the showers, or a few fellas getting rubs, or a few fellas kicking inside in the warm-up room. But it was a nervous time. It's a tough hour to kill. The nerves really getting at you. You can hear the crowd outside, and you know, I suppose that there was funny times as well. I always remember at half times in big games. I don't know what Dara used to have for breakfast, but how politely could I put it? He used to always break wind at half time, and I don't know how many times during serious pep talks that myself and Diarmuid would be trying to keep in the laughing, and Dara was breaking wind, I suppose, down there. But it's a really tough place to be. You know, there's so much expectation on players, and after all the build-up for 3 weeks, it all comes down to the last 10 minutes inside here. And I suppose afterwards, win, lose or draw, it's the place where they'll be together for the last time for 4 or 5 days. So it all happens inside here, and I'll certainly miss it anyway.
Yeah, but Dara's not going to miss hearing you tell those stories, that's for sure. You're going to get some ribbon when you get home.
I will, of course, but I'll stay away from him for a few days too.
It sounds like you should have stayed away from plenty of times during the All-Ireland final day as well. But so the last 10 minutes, what would happen? Would you all huddle round? Would it make a difference what whoever your manager was at the time would say?
Well, generally, you'd be heading out that way, so you'd go into the warm-up room, and it's where everybody gets into a huddle, and they'll have their last final few words. I mean, everything has been said and done throughout that week, and it's just to get them once more through everything as quick as they can. And the levels are really, really, when they get out in that field, they'll be bounding. You know, it's a special place to be in. It's a strange place, and it's strange to kind of describe it to somebody who hasn't been there and in the middle of it. But Eamon Fitzmaurice has been there as a player, and he'll be there as a manager today, so fingers crossed it goes well for them all. Just
briefly, what's it like watching the little brother when you're not going to be involved?
It's nervous. You know, at least when he gets out there, the nerves will be gone after a few seconds. But it's nervous watching him throughout. They put us through I suppose the furnace with the Mayo performances, but look, it's great. It's great. It'd be brilliant if he could win another one today. We wouldn't be complaining at all.
No, I bet you wouldn't. But strange days, of course, and strange times for Tomás O'Sé, having to watch instead of being part of the build-up in here.
Thanks, Joanne. Brilliant smell-o-vision there from
wind bit, but there was certainly players getting sick, all right. But that was the nerves thing.
Actually, we've had enough digestive lessons for 1 hour. What about you? You know, what do you get Bellinis for breakfast now as one of the leading GA journalists?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Well, look at the record in recent times, losing to Tyrone, losing to Armagh, losing before that to Down. Like, there's a record of not getting over the line in a final against Ulster teams. So I wouldn't say they're coming up here thinking about that.
Sure.
But maybe it's something that can be played on. I mean, you look for small margins, small angles here at this point.
Puppetry or not.
Yeah, and I think I agree with Malachy. That the season has been saved by the semi-finals. But I think if we take a long look at it, it's been a poor season. The standard of football in the provincial championships was
the
quite
semi-finals
poor.
did rescue it. Yeah, let's move on to moments of the season, if you don't mind, Dermot, because I mean we got to get through a few of these. I mean, you've picked out the man we talked about earlier in the programme.
Yeah, I think it's just changed Kerry's season, to be honest, and that was his introduction. And Malachy talked about it.